Eddie, an hour gone, it's 0-0. Were you starting to get a little anxious?
No, obviously we came here, we knew it wasn't going to be easy. Obviously, tough ground, good crowd. Obviously the pitch is tough to play on as well, you know, the way we want to play. So, yeah, we're obviously tough, you know, tough start, but we had to stay patient. We had to up the level, you know. It wasn't good enough from all of us in the first half, and I think we did that second half.
What needed to improve?
Yeah, just to think a bit more quality with the ball, a bit more calmness, patience. You know, I think they wanted it to be a rushed, high-tempo game. You know, we need to slow it down, play at our pace, and I think we did that up with the intensity in the second half, and then obviously we got our reward.
2 more goals for you. Which one pleased you most? A lovely assist for the first, wasn't it?
Yeah, Fabio. To be fair, we've been talking about that, you know, about that little dart and run and that reverse pass. He's got that in his locker. So yeah, it was nice. I think obviously he took the first one nice, and I think the second one was a nice little dink in it. So I probably enjoyed that a bit more. And
knowing that you're playing, that you're going to start, how much is this run in the side boosting your confidence? Is it helping you gather momentum? Yeah, obviously it's good. Every player wants to play, you know. Whatever competition is, I always want to play. I always want to push and help the team. So I'm grateful, obviously, for the opportunities. And yeah, I just want to keep improving, keep working, and helping the team. Well, the good news is you're through. The other news is it's Manchester City next away. Yeah, obviously not the best draw, but you know we're up for it. We'll recover. We've got a lot of games in between, and so we want to focus, recover, and focus on Tottenham first, and then after that we'll take the next games. Yeah. Key runner games coming up, Eddie. Tonight you are the Emirates Player of the Match. Thank you. Well done. Cheers.
They've got games in between, just Tottenham and Manchester United as well, but that's the thick end of the season. How much actually had it changed before the first goal on the hour mark?
Well, you know, they were still getting close, they're still getting tight, but like Eddie said, they had to pass the ball a bit quicker. Obviously had to make some changes, and you know, people got a lot closer to them. And then once we started to win the ball further up, then you're able to make the moves like Eddie made. You're able to get runners, you're able to get at Oxford, and that's what we've done, got closer to them.
I think they listened to you, Righty, to be honest. No, the big difference was spacing behind, run, and even if the ball doesn't come, then Vieira gets those pocket spaces more. They stretch the game a lot more, and that's where the control that Eddie was speaking about started to happen. We have to make runs in behind. I thought that was the difference.
So the two names, obviously, Nketiah's one of them, and Vieira is the other one involved in the first 2 goals, and the first goal from a set piece, but you can see the quality of the delivery for the header for El Neni.
I mean, the delivery is phenomenal because every defender is petrified about that. But it's an easy header for El Neni because he's just got his pace on it. He's just got to get the connection right. Defending that's a nightmare for defenders. He's free in the end, but it's just horrible. The keeper can't come out.
He's bent that right onto his head, hasn't he?
Look, you could practice that all day. It will never get any better than that delivery. It is spot on.
That's exactly where you want to put it. You know, goalkeeper's rooted, the defenders are afraid, and you just want people attacking it, and that's what we've done.
And then with the second goal, as the ball breaks for Arsenal, as they force the error, suddenly Vieira's got the little bit of space that clearly Arteta knows he can do something.
Exactly, but the thing is that Vieira's the one who's putting the pressure in the first place. Granit Xhaka wins it, but this is what Eddie's good at. That is where you want to get the ball. That's what you want to be doing. You want to be stretching them, opening up the space so as Vieira can get into the holes where he finds himself now. So now look at him just pulling off. Look at Eddie. This is perfect, and he's got that calibre, of that quality calibre player he is. Look at Eddie's pointing, and once it goes in here, you really do fancy Eddie. This is what he's done from a youngster. He finishes those chances.
I think even at England under 21, where I watched Nketiah, anywhere in the 18-yard box, I'd back him all day. But the only thing I would always challenge him is he needs the balls in behind and in that area, and he needs to get involved a little bit more. But in terms of finishing, there's no one better than him I've seen. Probably so reliable in the 18-yard box with his chances.
I mean, the stats say that he's coming up to the mark in place of the injured Gabriel Jesus, which is what Arsenal need. 5 in 5, 7 in 11 starts as well. So it's one thing coming off the bench when the game's a little bit stretched maybe and getting a goal, but particularly with Jesus' injury, this is what he's needed to do.
Well, exactly, and this is why that's why they gave him the contract. They know what he's capable of. They've got faith in him. And, you know, obviously it's sad to lose Gabriel Jesus, but Eddie has taken his chance. He's come in. We know what he's capable of in respect of being in the box. If he could get the chances, he'll take them. And that's what he's done. And, you know, he's filled the gap for now. So all you want now in this situation is the momentum of this, the FA Cup, and you keep it going for the next games and the next games. And he will start, so he'll feel confident and he'll be feeling good about going into the next games.
So when he got the chance here for 3-0 set up by Martinelli, bearing in mind what you just said, Karen, you expected fully him to score here.
Yeah, and look, the finish is exquisite. You know, composure, sees a keeper early, just slightest dink. Again, flick on, wins a header, holds it up. Martinelli then, you're thinking, uh-oh, meet roadrunners on the ball, and he just goes and look. Then the final pass, the wet pass, he's pointing, like I said, into the penalty area, and you back him all day in Nketiah in those, and it's just such a lovely finish and a nice little celebration over towards you, right? I think.
Well, the thing is, look how small the goalie makes himself. You know, if you're going to go, then just go and really be big. Look how small the keeper is, but Eddie's done well. Sometimes you know, people don't realise you could get it past goalkeepers, underarms, just by the sides and all that. You don't have to beat the goalie and get it over into that space, just get it through them, and he's done it really well there.
The Arsenal subs, even those who came on right at the end, just doing a few warm-downs, Ben White and Emil Smith-Rowe. Everything that we thought about Oxford came to pass, didn't it? They played nicely, but they didn't really threaten in front of goal. Their
problem has been scoring goals and creating goals, because what you saw with a few of their players, they're very capable. Good passers, good technicians, but nothing in the final third.
Let's hear from their manager then, Carl Robinson, with Gabriel Clark.
Carl, commiserations. Was 3-0 a bit tough?
It was. We lost control of the game in the central part of the second half. Questionable whether it was a free kick or not. The scream certainly led to the free kick. I don't know whether it was or whether it wasn't, but it was certainly very loud. But I can't comment. I couldn't see it well enough to say whether it was or whether it wasn't. And then obviously the ball in is the reason why the Premier League players and the quality and the aggression and the athletes to hit that was unbelievable.
Was the key moment as well early in the second half when Matty Taylor goes through?
Yes, possibly, and then equally as well, Marcus Graham was excellent tonight, and that one little error led to their second goal and become a difficult challenge for us. But he doesn't need to drop. He's so eager to get on the ball and impress, and sometimes that can be counterproductive for his own game as well, because he gets further away from the opposition's goal. But from my point of view, my players did the football club proud. I felt we fought in all areas of the game. I thought we didn't look like a team that was so far apart against a top-level team, and from my point of view, I'm proud of them.
Therefore, do you need to be higher up the league? Is this underlined to you that you should be higher up League One?
Yes, but we're not, and that's the reality of the industry. We've got to perform better within our league campaign now. We do have good players, and you've seen tonight, this is the first time I've probably had one of our strongest teams fit to compete. And when we have our strongest team, and with the window now within that, we can strengthen in certain areas that we feel we can be better. But for me, we've got a good squad, and we have a good team. A team that's full of energy, and a team that's exciting to watch.
And is it also, as well tonight, the profile of this tie on a national level enabling you potentially to get that new ground? It's a key month, I know, in a couple of weeks as a planning meeting. Yeah, does this sort of night maybe help in terms of a little push for that?
Well, we've forgotten football is a heartbeat of every community across this country. And it's important that you have a place and a home that people can go and watch their team play. Safe for families, safe for people to go and watch and to enjoy their Saturday afternoons or whenever you play. And it's a must for us. It really is, to progress to where we want to get to with the new shareholders. It's a necessity. Yeah, I think it's the 24th is the meeting this month where we have the sort of the yes and no for the planning. And these are a big part of the next stage of this football club being successful. We feel on the pitch we've been poor this year in where we are in the league table. We've moved so far forward in the last 2 or 3 years, and now that level, that parallel of off the pitch and on the pitch, we need to sort of come together, and if we get that, we'll be a much better football club.
We wish you all the best, Carl.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Well, it's interesting what he says about the future, because a good catchment area here. We had, over 10,000 here tonight, but they need to be in control of their own future and their own finances, which is why they need a stadium that they own.
Yeah, and for the community as well. I think it's going to be multi-sports, the plans. But you're right, how do you get your own revenue when you keep paying out to the former owner on the lease? So it's tough, so I'm sure they'll find out at the end of the month, and fingers crossed for the community and the football club.
I do feel for him, because he does play a good brand of football. You could see that, but like with those kind of revenues they can get from their own place, he might be able